Welcome to the Conscious Creative Podcast, your weekly dose of soul-to-soul conversation that will have you saying peace out to your 9 to 5 to explore in your sacred calling. The topics center around conscious business and interviews with the folks who started them. We'll be exploring the art of being human and what it takes to live your life fully expressed and financially free. I'm Christina Gomes, and I went from high-paying job as a psychotherapist to leaving it all behind for my desire to travel the world playing my original music, to becoming the CEO and soulpreneur founder of freeyourcreativity.org, where I help visionary leaders create the businesses of their wildest dreams. If you have a sacred calling, stick around. My prayer is that you become the permission slip for the collective as you hear the soul-inspiring stories that call you forth into creative action. Let's get to the soul. Welcome to our weekly live transmission. I'm setting up. I'm live on Instagram and on Facebook. Last week, I only went live in my group to create a more sacred, smaller container. In my group, I just feel is a more appropriate place to speak on the sensitive subjects that were being downloaded and coming forth through me last week. So if you want to check that transmission out around how to keep going when the pressure is building and where pressure comes from, and many of you know, or many of you are feeling rather, a lot of pressure right now. So I just want to touch on that in this transmission as we start to dive into today's topic, which is a really special topic that not many people are talking about. But I just wanted to acknowledge the state of the world right now. And many of you may be asking, how do I keep going? Should I cancel my launch? Should I just give up? Should I go back to the crummy job? How can I be out here on the internet streets when so many people are losing their homes? And I took some time to really acknowledge my own internal pain around what is happening in the world and in the Gaza Strip and between Israelis and Palestinian people. This subject is so nuanced and long standing that I wanted to just make note that I'm not an expert in this conflict by any means, but what I will always stand for and what I will always speak truth around and use my voice towards is peace, inner peace, freedom, the right to exist, the right to believe what it is that we want to believe, the right to ask deeper questions, the right to spiritual growth, the right to spiritual practices. And what I want for all of us to be careful around in this moment is, as terrible things are happening in the world, and I'll say it like that. As terrible things are happening in the world, we get to be on the side of the people, on the side of humanity, and for humanity's evolution, and for humanity's spiritual development, and for humanity's depth. And that's what I stand for. And so me continuing my work, or me not stopping everything to address war and terrorism, this is a choice that I make because I am not the expert voice on this topic. But I do have a voice to share around, and for you to be able to live your sacred calling, feel more free on the inside and free in your day-to-day, free in your work habits, free in your business, and financial freedom. And I stand for that. I stand for folks and their financial freedom so that we do have more say, more power, more empowerment, more we do have more power when we are wealthy on the inside and out. So when we move in a wealthy way, when we speak in a wealthy way, when we have wealth consciousness
thoughts, and then that translates to financial freedom. And I do believe that if we want to go and support people that are really moving through a tough time right now, yes, we have our skills and we have our coaching and we have our guidance, and that's really beautiful. And also, we want to be making more money and not lower ourselves and dim our work in the world, because that's not going to help. The big hearted people get to put their programs out now, even if their programs are business related. The big hearted people get to continue to share their voice, continue to share their work in the world, continue to take a stand for their sacred calling. In doing that, it ripples out in the world. So I just wanted to touch on that. And I went deeper on the transmission in my group, Wild, Wealthy, and Well-Known Soulpreneurs. You can check that out. All my past transmissions are pinned to features. In today's topic, this feeds right into today's topic, because today I'm going to be asking you some questions that I'd like for you to ask yourself. So this topic, the way that I presented it was, what if you've been burned by the coaching industry? What if you really didn't get stellar results in your last coaching program? Or what if you've heard horror stories and so you take the long route or take the low cost course model of business and try to build your business with scraps of paper and podcasts and different ideas, and because of what you've heard. And so today I'm not going to make any decisions for you. I'm not going to tell you that my program is the only program out there that can get you results. And I'm not going to tell you that you can't do it alone. I did much alone, because if you're anything like me, you might also be a DIYer. You might be highly intelligent. You might be able to do a lot of things in your life. You may have jimmy rigged a lot of things. Like, for example, I once fixed a car door handle on my car from a YouTube video. And this was before social media and courses were a big hit. This was like 20 years ago. And so I have been the type of person that will follow directions to a T and get ish done. And this is how I've been able to travel the world as a solo female traveler. This is how I've been able to get any job that I've applied for. It's because I know myself and I know my capabilities, and I know that, yeah, if I'm meant for something, then I'm going to make it happen. And this, I'm not talking about hustling and grinding. I'm talking about making it happen in more ways than one. So you may be like me. You might have lucky girl syndrome, or just when you put your heart and mind to something, you go all in and you make it happen. And you may have also been of the hustle and grind culture. I've been there too. But today I'm going to ask you 5 questions, and I'm going to get you to start really contemplating if you are in the right place to invest in yourself. Because personally, I want you to get results. I want you to get the best results possible for you in the shortest amount of time, right? And a lot of people who have wealth consciousness and have abundance mindset, they would rather pay a little now so that they can save time, save money, save a lot of headache, save a lot of grief, whatever it is. So when you are on the edge of your expansion, when you are thinking of switching your niche or dropping the safe program in trade for a soul expansive offering that you want to put together, when you want to move from the low cost course model of business and into status of a high value guide, where it doesn't matter how big or small your audience is, people are seeking you out because they know that you are their soul aligned go-to guide. That requires some introspection, some reflection to see if you are in that right place. So I also don't want to coach anyone who isn't a right fit for my program. So if you're thinking about joining the Conscious Creative Business Immersion, then please ask yourself these few questions first. And this will determine if you are ready for the kind of results that are possible. because I want everyone in my program to get a result. And not everyone gets the same result because not everyone is going for the 5-figure launch. I've worked with many people who have joined my program to gain more confidence, to start going live in their business, to create more content, to attract just 1 or 2 clients. And then I've had clients that are ready to go all in, that want to have 5-figure launches, 6-figure years, and they want to do it in a way where they're not hustling, where they're not grinding, where they're not in go, go, go mode, because ain't nobody got time for that. And who wants that in this time when there's so much going on in the world and you have so much going on in your life? If you're a family woman, I see an old friend, Dr. Allison, on. Hello. Like, you have a beautiful family. Like, it's not going to be about how much ish can we get done, how much can we check off our to-do list. So these 5 questions that I'm going to ask you today are going to help you to understand what happened in that last program, or where's the fear really about investing big in yourself, and why it might not have been the right program for you. And this is going to help you to not blame yourself. I've heard so many coaches come out here on the internet streets and say things like, well, then it's your fault. If you didn't get results in that last program, then it is your fault, or it is your responsibility. And now, while I work with highly responsible people, oftentimes my clients are taking on too much responsibility, like where they're people pleasing and they're trying to offload that and upgrade their thoughts and their energy field so that they're not doing things so much for others. And we get to kind of create their program in a way where they're not over giving to the point of burnout, but they are giving and they're receiving an energetic match that is aligned with their quality of work and their training and the way that they care and all of that. So you might be in that energy as well. You might be an overgiver. You might be really, really in tune and aligned with what your clients need. And so we want to create for you an offering that isn't packed full of just any old thing and worksheets and course material. That's not what a high value offering is. And so the first question that I want you to ask yourself is the coach that I hired last time, or is the podcast that I was listening to, or the bro marketer, is the person marketing to me, or the coach that you hired in the past, did they have the lifestyle that you wanted to live? Did they seem to be hustling, grinding, burning out? Did they seem to be creating funnels and a bunch of stuff that isn't actually going to bring the best parts of your business forward? Did they feel like they were a total stress case? Did they seem to be aligned? Did they feel aligned? And I want you to ask yourself this, because you may have made the mistake that I've made, and this is not your fault. This is why I want you to understand that this is not your fault. This doesn't mean that you're not cut out to have a 5-figure launch, to have a $30,000 month, to have a roster full of clients that are a joy to work with, that re-enroll in your programs and love co-creating with you. You are totally cut out for this, especially if you started building your business and your online business, especially on a low cost course model. So this kind of model, they're speaking about funnels. They're talking about your email list. And I'm not saying don't have an email list. I have an email list. You might be on my email list, and that's why you're at this live video and you were reminded. And email lists are a very beautiful way to nurture your audience and to build a deeper relationship with your audience and to remind them of that you are in their corner. Email lists are great, but when I'm hearing some of my best audience members, potential clients, and clients really want to know how to just get a bunch of automation done in their business, I know that they have not learned from somebody that really gets them. and gets their deep care and their deep big heart and their good-hearted nature and this desire that they have to really help their clients get results. And so where do results come from you and for your clients? They don't come from the automated systems that you set up to sell. And so when anybody comes to me and they start immediately talking about automation and how they want to work less, I see this a little bit as a red flag that they haven't been learning from they haven't been learning from me, really. They haven't been learning from the right sector of the industry that's teaching people like you, big-hearted creatives who don't mind actually making a connection, who would actually prefer to make a connection with their potential client, because in your offering, you're going to be there for your client. You're going to be really in their world. You're going to be really co-creating with them. Your offering, your service isn't a self-paced course. And if that is the type of business model that you're going for, then this group and my work probably isn't a right fit for you. And so we don't have to waste each other's time. But ask yourself that question. You might have blamed it on you of like, oh, if I just would have done more work, if I just would have built that funnel, if I just would have grew my email list like this course told me to, then I would have the result. And so you begin to blame yourself when in actuality, it was just a misaligned match between the business model that coach was offering. It might not have even been the coach. Maybe the coach was fine, but it's a misalignment between the business model that they're teaching and what you are actually looking to create in your business. If you want higher revenue months working with, you want to work less, then having a high value model of business is the avenue that you want to go down. And not everybody's teaching on that. And yes, in my offering, I give you systems and strategies and teach you how to grow your email list and teach you how to build a funnel. I call it making funnels fun. I have an entire lesson on that you can go through, and then we do some workshopping in my program, because it's not the funnel that sells your offer. There's nothing that's going to sell, nothing automated is going to sell your offer. But you can include automation in your business if the message is clear, if the offer is on point. So automation will work if everything else is dialed in. Your offer and the way that you package and present it and position it, when that is dialed in, then your funnels work for you. So having a funnel or going to a coach where they're teaching just on funnels, but not giving you the whole picture of what funnel is going to work best for you, then it's just a misaligned model of business. So ask yourself that. All right. Okay. I want to pull these questions over. Okay, great. So that's question number 1. Now, question number 2, this question number 1 leads into number 2. It's like, well, what kind of program did you buy? So you're the type of person to really be there for your clients. You're a high value guide. You just might not be charging what a high value guide gets to charge yet, and that's okay. That's what I help my clients with in module 1 of the Conscious Creative Business Immersion. If all you get from my 6 module program and 3-month live immersive experience is that you have raised your price and attracted a client at that price, if that's the result that you get, then let's go, because that now can be repeated. And now you're in alignment with the kind of business model that's actually fulfilling. All right. So what kind of program was it? Was it a self-paced course? Did you actually receive live support from the coach? And yeah, maybe the coach wasn't good. Maybe the coach was misaligned. But if they didn't offer deep dive coaching, if they didn't offer coaching because they're not a coach, because they're a course creator or they're a marketer that is teaching you how to market, but they're not actually a coach, then it's not to say, oh, this is my problem or this is my fault. It's to say, okay, this is not my fault. It's okay that I didn't get the results. Of course, I didn't get as great of results as some of the folks in Christina's program. It's because I didn't get the live support that I needed. I didn't get the same type of integrity that I give to my clients. So you give to your clients. You're really there for them. You really care about them. And so if you're hiring a marketer that knows how to market, knows how to build funnels, and they are, you're learning this in a DIY course, but you are crafting a program where you're really in your client's corner and you're really there for them and you're really giving them the best of you, then you just get to receive that. So that's the question I want you to ask. Did you not get results because you weren't in a program that is designed to get you high value results? So in my program, the Conscious Creative Business Immersion, I have weekly live small group calls. So each of my clients, even at the group level, and many of my clients that have gotten the best results, they joined at the mentorship level. But even my clients who join at the group level, they get personalized support, my eyes on their business. And we have weekly live creative reviews. So they're getting their content looked at and adjusted, the subtle shifts in the words that they're speaking. They're getting their curriculums looked at and co-created. Like if my clients already have a curriculum, then I'm giving weekly live creative reviews on any upgrades or subtle shifts I see. But if they don't have their curriculum created yet, or their signature process, we call it, then I co-create that with them. I have entire worksheets, workshops, but I do the worksheets. I have lessons, self-paced lessons, but this is such a prominent piece of you stepping into your high value guidance that I offer, I offer my creative mentorship on what your signature process could look like and how you could present it. Some people are really great at that piece, and I'm really great at that piece, and some people are better at delivering and really caring and being a phenomenal coach, but they haven't yet created that signature process, and it's not something that that they thought of even before the Conscious Creative Business Immersion. So I help people, my clients, with that, and they've had great success in selling because they are selling something that they're really proud of that is completely unique to them, and they get well known for this signature process. They go out and trademark it, and it's a process that gets results for other people. So I have that process, the Create method, and I teach my clients how to have that process. So everybody's elevating in my world. There isn't a moment where you're going to go, what's next? And if that question is on your lips, you actually have someone to ask. So you may not have gotten results because you may be a DIYer, but then you get into the course material and the question comes up, or you would like to see if the message that you're writing, the content that you're creating, actually is good. So the reason why I know that I'm a great writer is I was told early on that I was a great writer, and I adopted that identity. And I just got better and better at writing because I adopted that identity early on. So many people come into my program and don't even realize how great of a writer they are. And so through my eyes and my subtle shifts, they become better writers, better communicators, better messengers, so that their clients, their potential clients, see the value in their offers from one glance at their sales page. And I co-create my clients' sales pages with them. So why you might not have gotten results in the last program is because the program wasn't even designed to get you results. You were an afterthought in that program. And it's not your fault. That is the responsibility of your coach or the teacher. That is the responsibility of your teacher. So the responsibility that I take in my program is that I know that it's intentionally designed for creatives, for high value guides in the making, for soul-led leaders, for visionaries, for people who are deep, but they would love to have someone who gets them to be a sounding board, to help them shift the words, and who has gone before. When you're creating a call to action for the first time and you're really making a powerful offer to your audience to join you in your program, a lot comes up in the inner world as well. So when you don't have that live guidance, that's probably why you might not have gotten stellar results in the last program you joined, or that fear is coming up. If you haven't ever invested in yourself, of course that fear is going to come up of like, well, what if I don't get the results? But you just get to trust. So question number 3 was how, and this is not to self-blame or to get you to start blaming yourself, but I do want you to do a gut check. How committed to the process, the whole process, were you in your last program? Or are you to building your business now? Because the whole process is not rainbows and butterflies. The whole process is, I would love to tell you, it's a feel-good process, but the whole process requires depth. The whole process will require the down moments, the out breath. The whole breath is an in breath and it's an out breath. The whole process of entrepreneurship will have flop launches. We'll have moments where we wish we would have done it different. We'll have sales calls where we get off the call and we're like, oh, that could have been more powerful. But the key to entrepreneurship, and especially what I call soulpreneurship, is that this is the trajectory that your soul is on. So you can't mess this up. There might be a dip, a low, a contraction before your biggest expansion. And I have been through this again and again and again. I know that when I'm contracted, when my thoughts are contracted, when my thoughts are not high value thoughts, then it's an opportunity to go within, to go deeper, to get coached, to see what I can't see, and to trust the whole process. And a lot of the coaching that I received when I finally went all in on myself, because I made these mistakes too. I hired like a $700 program and then a $1,000 program, and like all of these bundles for a few hundred, and then a few more things for low thousands. And they were fine. I'm not here to say that I got no results in them, because I always get exactly what I come for. I always extract value from anything, even the down moments, even the contractive experiences in life. It's just who I am, and it's why I have 5-figure months. It's why I have the best clients in the world, because I'm an energetic match for them. And so the question here is, did we really go all in? Did we really go all in? Did we really come vulnerably to the calls? Did we ask our questions? And so I hired all these low cost courses where I wasn't able to even ask questions. And then I kind of got it of like, well, this is not the vibe. This is not going to bring me consistent $30,000 months, me going into these low cost courses and trying to hack my business together on podcasts and freebies, right? So when I started to hire high value mentors, coaches, guides that would really be in my corner and see what I was unable to see, there were moments that I had to do a gut check and say, last week, did I even pay attention in this call? Last week, did I ask the most powerful question? Did I prepare myself for the call? And so because I became that person that thought about my business and my coaching, the upcoming coaching on a Sunday, then I started to become an energetic match for folks who were thoughtful about their intentions and the life that they say they want to live. And then so everything started to fall into place. So why you might not have gotten the best results is not because you're lazy or you just don't know how to do things. You might have been in a moment where you did the best you could and you didn't even think to prepare yourself for the call. In my program, I help my clients prepare themselves for the calls. I help them to ask better, more potent questions. I teach them how to think about the coaching program so that they get the best results. That's the responsibility that I take on, because I know that that's why I've gotten phenomenal results in programs. And why I didn't get phenomenal results at first was because I was expecting a low cost course to fix me. I was expecting even my coach to fix me, to just give me the templates, whatever. I'll write anything. I'll do anything. I was coming from a place of desperation versus a place of empowerment. And so in the Conscious Creative Business Immersion, before we even start with module 1, which is our conscious plan, I help people with what I call the Success Code series. So anyone that jumps in now has early access to all the modules, but the Success Code series will change the way you show up in any program forever and always. Will help you extract value from your contractive moments in life, from a breakup, from societal unrest, like the things that are happening in our lives. I'm not saying that it's time or the moment for you to go and look on the bright side of a war. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is who you are at your core, who you become, how you show up to the program that you jump in on will make a difference to the way that your offerings do, because you will naturally become an energetic match for people who pay in full, who don't I don't know if this decision, I don't know if if I don't know if I can afford it. If you have those objections, then sales is a mirror. So your messaging will be coming from low quality thoughts, and they'll be coming from those objections. And you will hear, as people jump into your program, no matter the price point, it could be $100 offer, and you will hear, I don't know if I can afford it right now, because those are your thoughts. People in your audience and people in your life are simply mirroring your own thoughts. So this is why it's important to not go ahead and just make sure that you did all the work in the last course that you took. It's time to actually get inside a program that offers you high value support and can guide you through the program.
Hey there, visionary leader. If you're resonating with this message, I'd like to invite you into your next level life and business. Enrollment has begun for the Conscious Creative Business Immersion. This is my signature group container to help you design an offer so delicious, so juicy, so based on your soul gifts that you are thrilled to invite your soulmate clients inside of it. I'm going to teach you how to promote this offer with a ton of heart and to sell out this offer with ease to meet your revenue goals. I would love to have you inside if you are a visionary leader who knows that they are great at what they do. You'd like to collapse the timeline on how long it takes to reach consistent income with an offer that you truly love. Go to the link in the show notes to apply for the Conscious Creative Business Immersion. I will be sitting with your application individually, and I will send an email to let you know if you've been accepted in a few days after application. Thank you for trusting me with your vision, and I can't wait to see what we co-create.
What do they say? They say that I forget the percentage, but it's a crazy percentage. It's like 80% of people don't finish self-paced courses. And I thought this was crazy because I'm the type of person to finish a self-paced course. But I still, even though I would finish these self-paced courses, it just wasn't the vibe for where I was heading. So if you want to live an expansive life, you get to go first. So you ask yourself, how did I show up? If you have invested big in yourself and you didn't get the results, this is not to self-blame, but it is to do a self-audit. Did you show up prepared? Did you ask your question, or did you feel a little shy? Did you stay in the back row of your program. In my program, the Conscious Creative Business Immersion, there is no back row. Everybody gets to share their voice every time. I ask folks ahead of time if they have questions. I'm asking people questions. I have developed my program where all their questions get answered and they're never left wondering what is the step specifically for them, right? So, and then the people that I call in are usually an energetic match because I've developed my program so intentionally. So they get results because it's harder to not get results in a program so intentionally designed for them. And we shift and pivot. If something isn't aligned, I'm not telling people that the way that I've done it is the way that they're going to do it, and end of story. It's so intentionally designed to be the thing for creatives. And I know creatives. What works for one creative is not going to work for the next creative. And you're so creative that it might change. You might be in an energy now, and then you expand your energy, and then your offer gets to expand with you. So having a signature soul aligned offer is what I teach. I co-create that with you, and I teach you how to package it and position it to higher paying clients. And we do all that by elevating who you're being, all in the Conscious Creative Business Immersion. So that question of, did I sabotage? Did I, not want to ask my questions because I wanted to give other people in the group the space and I didn't want to take up space. All of this mindset work and subconscious self-sabotage doesn't go unnoticed in my program because I get to know each individual group member very carefully and deeply. I get to know your business. I get to know your blocks. I get to know what would normally hold you back so that we can move past that with ease. So then my computer is about to go. Do you have any questions? Now, sometimes I don't see the questions in the Facebook group. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm here to answer them. If I don't see them live, then I will answer them afterwards. After this live, I'll go back in and answer the questions personally. I'll send you a message. I don't know why that happens right now, but I'm going to leave a little comment. Maybe it'll spark the comments on Facebook, but I'm going to leave a comment on where you can find out more about the Conscious Creative Business Immersion. But we have 2 more questions that you get to ask yourself to see why the last program didn't work out, why the last offering you took, why the last investment you made didn't get a return. And I'm so excited to help you answer these questions today because so many people spend so much time trying to do it on their own because of the fear that they won't get a return on their investment. And then they don't get a return on the energy and time they're putting in because we all know that it's faster, more fun, more easeful to do it with somebody who's gone before and who actually cares. We know that. So you just get to trust the process, all of it. So that question was more along the lines of, did I trust the process? Did I actually ask the questions? Did I trust myself? And whose responsibility is that? Because I believe in you. I trust you. If you say you're going to pay the payment plan, I trust you to pay on time. I trust you. You get to trust me. And if you don't, then I'm not the coach for you. But I give you plenty of opportunity to see why my program could or could not be a right fit for you. Because if it's not, I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want to work with people who aren't committed to their high value life. If you're committed to your high value life, don't worry about it. Then I will show you how to have a high value mindset and to have high value sales skills and marketing skills and how to craft a high value offer. So question number 4 is, was it actually the right time? So maybe you have these qualities and characteristics now, but you didn't have them before. And I want you to forgive yourself for that. I had to forgive myself because I did take courses that I didn't show up for. I did waste my time and money. I did. And the only way to move forward and to invest in yourself again and to take the necessary steps that expand you into high value guide status is to trust yourself again. And we get to trust ourselves again by understanding that it really might it really might have not have been the right time. And we can't know now, or we can't know then what we know now. So we can't go back and change the past and start fiddling with the past. We can't know now. Opposite. We can't know then what we know now. And what you know about yourself now and what you've already expanded into now is the time. So you might have made a big investment in yourself. I'm talking 5 figures. You might have went all in big time. And so now you're thinking, dang, but I don't have the results that Christina's clients have. I don't have that 5-figure launch. I don't have that $30,000 quarter. I don't have that $14,000 month. I don't have the filled up program. I don't have the consistent content. I don't have the mindset that's like, I got this. I don't have the confidence. My heart hurts for you. My heart hurts for you because I know what it feels like to waste time and energy, but we can't change the past. And if you know now what you know now, then let's move from there. You just get to decide with your full self that this time's going to be different. That I know now what I know now. I know who I am. I know that I would never give up. I know that I'm the type of person to be consistent. I know that I'm the type of person to pivot, to shift, to keep going. I know I'm the type of person to not let one bad sales call or one no in my business stop me from the results, stop me from sending the email, stop me from launching all the way. And I was the type of person that stopped. I was the type of person to get easily discouraged, but that was then and this is now, and I know who I want to become, and I want to help you to pull from either your now self or even your future self, because maybe even right now you still have doubts, and that's okay. Doubts are normal at any level. Doubts are normal at any level. They just get different at the different levels. So if you're just getting started creating your first 10K month, then you may have a different doubt than I have going for a $100,000 launch or whatever is my next big goal. If you've already launched your program a few times, your doubt might be different. It might be, can I launch again? Can I have the same kind of success I had? Can I invite people to re-enroll? What does that look like? What is Christina's process around that? And you just get to decide that you are here for your own personal up level. And it doesn't matter what your colleagues are doing or that person that seems like they surpassed you. It doesn't matter if you feel like you should be further along right now. The only moment is now. If you want to get further along, then let's commit. And you are going to be more committed the higher the investment. End of story. So I want to ask you this. Was the investment, the last question, was the investment a potent enough investment for you to actually get the natural expansion that happens when you are all in at that level? Now, part of the reason why I didn't pay no attention to low-cost courses and free events as much as I did to the $50,000 program I joined, the $25,000 program I joined, the $9,000 program I joined, and the $11,000 program I joined. Yes, I invest at this level again and again and again because that's who I am, because I know that what I'm going to learn, I'm going to learn it. I'm going to show up and I'm going to apply and shift. And folks like you and I, we don't need an entire overhaul. You don't need a whole complete makeover. You just need the 1-degree shifts that are available for you inside the Conscious Creative Business Immersion if you feel in your heart that passion to have an extraordinary life. And I'm not talking about the go, go, go kind of life. That's not an extraordinary life. My program is not filled with a bunch of to-do shit. We actually do the work together in workshops. And I have the time and space because I do small groups to check your soul work if you want it. Some people take me up on that. Some people get enough from the coaching, and some people don't even show up to all the coaching calls and get enough from the self-paced modules, but that is not the vibe. So I'm saying, even if you went all in on yourself and for some reason couldn't make it to every call, you would still get exactly what you need, because folks like you and I, we only need that golden nugget. So in each of these high value programs that I joined, it wasn't every single call that brought me the filled up roster full of dream clients and the $50,000 launches. Every call was expansive, sure. And every call in the Conscious Creative Business Immersion is going to shift you in some way. But I can count on the one hand, the poignant, the potent moments that were meant for me. And I just needed to keep showing up and look for them in each call. So you just get to show up and be open to what the process is going to look like for you, and not have such high expectations for yourself, but be open for the little shifts, the 1-degree shifts, that shift in your messaging, that shift in your confidence so you're more articulate on camera, that shift in your packaging of your program. We don't have to start from scratch, but if you are starting from scratch, know that I got you. So if you are developing a brand new program, the Conscious Creative Business Immersion is also for you. So let me go through all 5 questions again. 1, did you go for the cheapest thing, or did you go for the program that was going to extend you and expand you, and maybe you had to move some money around? That's cool. Did you go for the big energy move? Did you make big moves? Because when you make big moves, your potential clients feel safe to make big moves with you. So do that gut check. Did you just go for the cheaper thing from your coach? Because that's the reason why you didn't get the most potent results. Question 2, was it the right coach for you? Was it aligned? Did they have the right business model that you were going for? Did they actually care about you, or were you just a number in a program with 100 people? Because none of my people are just numbers to me. They are, we get to know each other very deeply, and I get to understand what is holding them back so that I can hold space for their rise. We're rising together. Question 3, did you go all in? Did you trust the process even if it didn't feel good? Did you do some of the work even if the work felt a little bit crunchy? Like, did you actually, have a go all in on your launch, even if you don't know how to launch yet? I give you my love to launch formula. You get to learn how to launch, but you also get to understand if you're really giving it your heart. And your heart won't take, doesn't take 20 hours a day to give your whole heart. If you give your whole heart and your presence and your energy and your commitment, you can get a lot more done in less time. Your effort will go further because you are in a high vibe. I don't want to say high vibe, but high quality, high value. That's what I wanted to say. High value energy and high value mindset. Your high value guide, and act that way. And then question 4 is, was it divine timing? Was it just not the right time? Do you know more now? Are you more confident now? Do you really want this now? Whereas before you were just trying it out. Then now's the time to invest big in yourself. And then question 5, did you enter the space decided? Did you enter the space? I don't think that this was the question I asked, but I want to ask you this. Did you enter the space decided? And are you ready to enter the space decided? Why I've doubled every investment I made, yes, and the $50,000 investment I made, is because I decided that. I decided I was all in. I decided that I was going to do my work in a calm, peaceful way, that I was going to manage my mind, that I was going to double my revenue, double my investment, because that's what I decided. And so then I just kept going until what I decided came true, because that's what helps you collapse the timeline on how long it takes. So it'll take less time, but it's not like I doubled the $50,000 investment in the first week. I just decided that that's what was going to happen, and so it happened. So are you decided? If you're a decided person, then let's go. We're going to get along great. And if you're ready to go, if you're ready to hit the ground, skipping, because we don't have to run. We don't have to run. If you don't like to run, I don't run, I walk. But if you are ready to walk with your shoulders back, head held high, heart open, chest open, ready to attract clients who are more aligned, who write you love notes, who care about their results as much as you care about their results, then I invite you to apply for the Conscious Creative Business Immersion. We close doors in November. We start November 8th. But why I want you to enroll today is because you get instant access to all 6 modules. And you may be one of those people who has decided to make your investment back before we begin the coaching. And imagine that. Imagine if you took yourself on a mini retreat, you went through the modules. Some of them, they don't have to do them all, but at least the Success Code series. And you took yourself through that. And then by the time we start our coaching, November 8th, which is just around the corner, your questions are more potent. Your questions are on fire. You're ready to go. You're understanding the process and who you need to be and how to show up. And then the program really works better for you than it works for folks who are just kind of like, oh, trying things out. That's not the vibe of the Conscious Creative Business Immersion. That's why my program isn't cheap. It's affordable though. And I want you to check it out because it is affordable. And I'm going to tell you the price now. I'm going to drop into the price right now. $8,000. What is $8,000 when you're in it for the long game? And you want to charge $3,000, $5,000, $8,000, $20,000 for your coaching and guidance. And that's available to you. It really is. People buy programs at that price point all the time. So why wouldn't they buy one from you? And if there is an answer to that question, why wouldn't they buy that from you? Then that's the gap that we get to close in your mindset and in your confidence level. That's the expansion that is available to you, because why not from you? Okay, if you have some things coming up, then let's go. Let's get coached around that. And let's expand your energy so that you're an energetic match for people who make moves, who pay that kind of money to be guided by someone with your brilliance and your level of care, right? So, where was I? Apply for the Conscious Creative Business Immersion. We start November 8th. And in Module 1, I help you to elevate who you're attracting. So Module 1 and in Module 2. I mean, the whole Create method is designed for you to become a high value guide. But in Module 3, this is where we extract your signature process so that your offer is packaged and positioned to be phenomenal. It will get results for your people. So you will never be questioning, am I going to get results? And they won't be questioning if they're going to get results. You'll be an energetic match for people who get results. And so your business will grow naturally. And you will have the signature process that ensures that they're getting results. Woo. And then in Module 4, I help you with your systems, your strategies. I help you to grow your audience. And if you looked at my audience, this is a very small audience. So we want to grow your audience, but in a smart way, strategically, so that everyone that comes into your audience is aligned with your offering and is aligned with your energy. So they're not just any old follower, they're a follower who is most ready to invest. And this makes it so you don't have to grow your audience or go viral or do a bunch of viral trends in order to have a successful business and have higher revenue months and be able to coach really high quality people. And then in Module 5, I teach you about my transformational sales process.